Your money is losing value while you sleep. In 1991, $1 cost rupees 17. Today, it costs rupees 93. Nobody told you that was happening. Think about what 1000 rupees buys you today. Groceries for a few days, a tank of petrol, a doctor's consultation, maybe a decent meal out. Now think about what 1000 rupees bought in 1991. More, significantly more. Not because you're spending carelessly now, not because your city got expensive, not because anything you did, because the rupee, the currency your entire financial life is denominated in, has been losing value against the world every single year since you were born. Silently, consistently, by an average of 4.5% every year for the last 34 years. Your salary is in rupees, your savings are in rupees, your fixed deposits, your EPF, your parents' lifetime of savings, all rupees. And every year, those rupees buy a little less of the world. And all that to no fault of your own. India buys more from the world than it sells to the world every year. Oil, electronics, machinery, gold, fertilizer, chemicals, we pay for all of it in dollars. We export software, textile, medicine, and gems, and we receive dollars, but the buying outweighs the selling consistently and every single year. More demand for dollars, less demand for rupees. Dollar strengthens, rupee weakens. India imports over 85% of its crude oil. Every barrel priced in dollars, non-negotiable, fixed, and it cannot be renegotiated or bought in rupees. Every time global oil prices rise, India's hunger for dollar increases automatically. Every time the dollar strengthens globally, India's import bill increases automatically. India built the world's fourth largest economy on a foundation that requires us to constantly buy a currency we cannot print. So why hasn't anyone fixed it? Well, the RBI has been trying. Here's how that's going. Well, the Reserve Bank of India's job, among other things, is to defend the rupee. This year alone, it spent $100 billion doing that. That's 100 billion US dollars or 8.3 lakh crore. Forward contracts, currency swaps, selling foreign exchange reserves directly into the market to artificially create demand for rupees. The rupee hit an all-time record low anyways. 93.13 against $1. This week, the lowest value ever recorded in history. The RBI is filling a bathtub with the drain open. Foreign investors pulled 18.5 billion US dollars out of Indian markets this year alone. Not because India is falling, because the dollar is more attractive right now. Every dollar they pull out, they sell rupees to get it. More rupees sold, rupee weakens further. The RBI cannot close that drain, not entirely and not without consequences far worse than a weak rupee. But here's what nobody is saying out loud. Some of the most powerful people in India do not want it closed. Now follow the money with me. We have TCS, India's largest company, at $29 billion in annual revenue, and that is almost entirely in dollars. They bill their clients in dollars. They pay their 600,000 employees in rupees. Every single rupee the currency falls against the dollar adds rupees 2,400 crore to TCS's rupee revenue automatically, without winning a single new client, without one extra hour of work. Infosys, Wipro, HCL have same structure. India's pharmaceutical exporters, textile, gem and jewelry exporters, same. The most powerful export industry in India get richer every time the rupee falls. The people who get poorer are the ones earning in rupees with no lobby, no political influence and no dollar revenue to cushion the fall. So my question is, how hard is anyone really trying to fix this? Now let's make this specific. Your savings account is giving you roughly 3 to 3.5% interest this year. Your fixed deposit may be 7%, feels like growth, feels like your money working. The rupee lost roughly 7 to 8% against the dollar this year. Your fixed deposit gives you 7%. You broke even in global purchasing power terms. You didn't grow, you survived. There's a difference. Your savings account gave you 3.5%. You lost 4% in real global terms. Your reward for being responsible with money was losing. Your parents saved their entire lives, fixed deposit, post office schemes, recurring deposit. Everything the system told them was safe and responsible. In 1991, those savings could buy you a certain amount of the world. Today, the same savings, grown through decades of interest, buy dramatically less of the world than the day they started saving. Nobody stole it. The currency just did what it has always done, every night while everyone slept. So, what do you actually do? 3 things. Simple. Starting today, gold first. India's relationship with gold was never sentimental, it was rational. Gold is priced in dollars. When rupee falls, gold priced in rupees rises automatically every time, without exception. Your grandparents weren't being traditional, they were hedging against exactly this. The data confirms they were right across every decade since 1947. Second, look at dollar-linked assets. US index funds are now accessible to Indian investors through platforms like Grow and IND Money with small minimums. Even 10 to 15% of savings in dollar-denominated assets neutralizes the depreciation effect on that portion. You're not leaving India, you're just not betting your entire financial life on a currency that loses 4.5% of its global value every single year. Third, and most importantly, recalculate every fixed return you own. Any return below the annual depreciation rate is not growth. It is slow erosion with a comfort label. The number in your account is not your wealth. The purchasing power behind that number is your wealth. Most Indians have never been taught to see the difference. Now you have. Rupee 17. That's what $1 cost the year the Indian economy opened to the world. The year everything was supposed to get better. Liberalization, growth, integration with the global economy. And it did get better, genuinely, enormously. India's GDP grew, the middle class expanded, hundreds of millions left poverty. That is real and it matters. But inside that growth, running alongside it, underneath it, invisible to it, the currency bled. 17 rupees to 93 rupees. 34 years, 4.5% every year on average. While India grew, while you worked, while your parents saved. The growth was real, and so was the bleeding of the Indian currency. And almost nobody in 34 years of reporting, analyzing, and celebrating India's economic story told you about the second thing.